Oh, what the fuck? That's two. Make sure my rally's up, which it is not. Watch that slow. Come on, man, dodge. Drop that shield. Let's get some heavy attacks. Nope. Let's drop that for him. Give me them shots. Let's get some heavy attacks off this. Fucking Atro.
They're feeling our blades now.
Shit. Ah, that frag came in. I got a bear swipe, man. 6,400 on that ult. For all you who think the bear sucks. The team's over here. CC break on me.
The battle shifts in our favor.
Shit. He's stuck in somebody's ult. Stun. Fuck. I have to stun the bear. I know the bear won't block. I didn't even see that dude's permafrost. I thought it was somebody dropped with an AoE lightning. Where are you going, boys? This way. Gotta keep my power on the lot. I keep forgetting to put that on. Fucking die. Power the light. Done. Drain. Drain. This way. Nope. These bar swap. Jesus, I can't fucking. Fuck. This guy's just spamming fucking bombard. Just spamming fucking bombard on me. I can't move. Look at that Zons. You know you're a pro when you got Zons on. fucking Mars, man.
So close now.
Maybe shit don't work. Rock one button. My bar swap is not. There it is. AoE, just swing my spear around. And everybody drops. Love that ability. So underestimated.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is MGTOW Gamer coming back with another build video. We're coming back with the Stamplar. If you haven't taken a minute to take a look at the footage I posted about the Stamplar video, feel free to take a look at it now. I posted about 18 minutes, a really good fight. Really enjoyed that BG. It was really like not necessarily a very cheese amount of gameplay. It was just like good team comp, had a really good time. With that said, let's jump right into the video. So for this build, best in slot would be either Imperial or the Nord. If you want a tankier shield, you can go Nord, but in my opinion, best in slot is going to be Imperial. For the Wrathstone, we're running the Lover, right? We're in Cyrodiil, or at least this is going to be a no CP BG build for BGs, or they do a lot of BGs. I specialize, that's why I particularly play BGs every day. I love BGs, they're really good, but they need a lot of improvement, like I said. With that said, all points going into stamina, we are a Templar. Looking at our items, I typically like the 1 Kina, 1 Dama House. It works well for this build. We need the max stamina as well as the max magicka, and of course the Kina for the extra weapon damage. You can take a look at these really beefy stats. Look at that, 30k HP with a 33k stamina pool. Decent amount magicka to use our blazing shield. These are recoveries with the tripod as well as with the battle rush passive when you secure a kill. Again, we don't really need high stamina for this build, as we have other ways to sustain. For our weapon damage, we're at 3623 with a glyph. This is a medium build. This is a medium armor build. 27% critical, and of course we gain an extra 60% to both our magic as well as our weapon critical. These are our resistances with the major buff up, and we're running just over 1500 in terms of our critical resistance. For some reason the build editor is not showing the correct spell pen. We're running a sharpened weapon, which gives us 2750. The Lover gives us another 2750, and then Power of the Light gives us another 1320. So in all, we're pushing 6900 both physical as well as spell resistance, and that's going to come into play particularly with our blazing shield. Going back to the gear, we're running 5 pieces of the green pack. It gives us max health, health recovery, max health, and then again, while you have a food buff active, your maximum health is increased by 2500, as well as another 250 to your health recovery. That health recovery is pretty good. 900, especially between the rally ticks, having our blazing shield up, and then the occasional CC from draining shot, you're able to sustain your HP just fine, especially with all the damage reduction that we're going to be having. So I'm running 2-piece here. For your chest, you always want to run in reinforced to gain the most amount of reduction, and then everywhere else I ran in 10. Right, so it's heavy here, and then we're running hulking as our second set for that big stamina pool, and of course everything is stamina. So I ran it this way: medium, 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 and then the Dama House in medium, as well as the Kina. I didn't have I couldn't get 3 of the hulking, so I ran it this way, and it works out just fine. Alright, so the stamina pool is decent, and of course the extra HP is good for the blazing shield. So we're running 1 green pack. You can buy green pack from any of the traders, or you can farm it in Overland. It's really easy. In terms of hulking on the other hand only drops in Direfrost, and Direfrost you can't solo. You can only solo the first 3 bosses, but to gain the jewelry you need to kill the last boss, and you need to farm it with someone, because there's after you kill, I think it's the second boss, there's like these pressure plates that you have to, you need 2 people to step on, and so I've actually had to pug it as much as possible, and I just couldn't get a necklace of hulking, so that I could run the heavy version of this build. The heavy version would run really nice as well. I really want to play that one as well too. Since I couldn't get the necklace, I figured, you know, why not just try to run this build in medium, and this build works really well. I'm running all weapon damage, 3 weapon damage infused, not infused, excuse me. And then I ran the great sword of the green pack, and we're running sharpened. Sharpened, in my opinion, is best in slot for this build, especially with the lover, to take advantage of your blazing shields, especially when you have multiple people around you. It's going to do a lot of damage, and you have a really good stamina pool. And on the back bar, I ran the bow of the green pact, and I ran the physical and stamina return, obviously for the sustain. Works really good. You can heavy attack into a bow, heavy attack into the bow stun, and then you get, you know, the heavy attack return, which is like 2800, and then another 460. So it's really good in terms of helping you sustain. And that's not the only area we're going to have to sustain, because we're also running repentance. These are our tooltips: critical rush, running biting jabs. Biting jabs will give you the major savagery to increase your critical by 10% for 8 seconds, as well as slowing your opponent. If you find that your jabs are not landing enough, switch from critical rush to stampede. This way all of your jabs will land. Once you get used to it, I do recommend running critical rush for the more bursty damage. We are running rally. Rally is going to be our main heal, and it's tied into our blazing shield. So once you start getting a little bit of pressure, keep utilizing your blazing shield to allow your rally to keep on ticking to get bigger heals. And then once your opponent is able to get CC'd, you have your draining shot. I did run binding javelin, but binding javelin is much more expensive on the bow. It's only 2,000 for the stun, and binding javelin is 28, and of course it doesn't have that big heal attached to it. It's got and the damage is roughly the same between binding javelin and using drain shot. Unfortunately, I would like to see this have a cost increase, because it's really too cheap for everything that it does between the damage, the stun, as well as the heal. It seems to be a little front loaded, especially for how much it costs. Only 2k. It's really cheap. Power of the light, of course, look at that damage, almost 20k with a 4k up front, and of course it gives us both minor fracture as well as minor breach, and that minor breach is going to help with our blazing shield damage. We're running extended ritual. The extended ritual is really there when you're fighting someone to help slow them. You don't really need to be cleansing a lot of the debuffs that you have on you, because it's just going to help to proc your blazing shield to do more damage. And you'll be surprised, it does really good damage. I found, especially when fighting multiple opponents, you kind of want to, this is a more brawlery build. Even though it is in medium, I don't feel that squishy because of the high HP pool, and as well as because of the damage reduction from blazing shield. But also when we're spamming jabs, we're also taking advantage of spear wall. Alright, so as we're jabbing, we're going to gain 8% reduction. That's going to affect your shield, right? Our shields are going to be 8% stronger, and then whenever you pop blazing shield, it's going to reset the cooldown, well, not the cooldown, it's going to reapply the minor protection. And then of course we're running empowering sweep. You want to run empowering sweep on this build. The reason being is because it's going to give you the major protection. So we gain 8% from just spamming jabs in our shield, and then we gain another 30 from empowering sweep. Does really good damage. Try to save it when you have multiple opponents, or gap close into multiple opponents to take advantage for every extra opponent that it hits. So it has a base of 6 seconds, and then the duration is increased by 1 second for each enemy hit. So if you're alone and you're getting pressure and you hit it, you'll gain 6 seconds of major protection. But if there's people around you, you'll start to gain more time, and that's what you want to utilize it. The reason being is because Blazing Shield works the same way. It says each nearby enemy increases the shield strength by 4%. So you really want to gap close into maybe 2 or 3 people, pop your Blazing Shield, and then immediately hit your empowering sweep to gain the damage reduction, and then just go right into doing damage. It lasts for 6 seconds. It does really good damage, and it's really cheap. It only costs 70 ultimate. This is going to be up fairly often, and you want to utilize that with Power of the Light. The reason being is because Power of the Light from the Dawn's Wrath will proc Prism, which will give you 3 ult every 6 seconds. So you want to make sure every time this goes down, you want to reapply it, because this is your only way to take advantage of that passive in Prism. And it lasts really long. It'll also give you the minor sorcery buff, but that's not going to affect your Blazing Shield. And then of course we gain the reduction to all skills, to both our magic abilities as well as our stamina abilities as well as our ultimates. Why it's so cheap, and also because of the extra 3% from Red Diamond, and Red Diamond is going to help us sustain as well. So we're going to gain 333 HP, magic, and stamina, and we'll be able to sustain with Repentance, heavy attacks, right? We can heavy attack, and we're running Restoring Ritual, as well as having the glyph on our back bar. You're gonna have a lot of ways to sustain. I really like this build. You can opt to run whatever ult here. This is a really good utility ult for your team, and then of course this is a flex spot. You can run whatever you want, but I kind of like having Deep Thoughts on the back bar, just in case I run dry. I can LOS and use Deep Thoughts, even if it's just for like 2 or 3 seconds. That can really make a difference in helping you sustain. And of course we're running Drain Shot for the big heal and for the CC. Like I said before, this is a lot cheaper than running Binding Javelin, and I think it's because of how cheap it is and because everything it does, it should have its cost increased. Again, when you're using it on the back bar, it only costs 2k. Right, of course you want to run the Tri-Stat Food and all weapon damage. Build works really well. I hope you guys like it. Feel free to give me a follow. I appreciate it. And check me out at my Twitch at MGTOW Gamer. I stream pretty regularly, and I do a lot of BGs. I primarily do BGs, and all the builds that I create are no CP battleground builds. And of course I don't typically utilize any sort of proc sets in my builds. I think proc sets should be removed from, at the very least, no CP BGs, so we can have better competitive play. I feel that that's our best bet in terms of getting competitive play in ESO is through Battleground. And of course it's a great way to pull people in. Again, we're running, like I said, we're running Sharpened with the Lover, and of course the extra pen from Power of the Light. Feel free to give me a follow. I appreciate it. Check me out on Twitch, like I said, and then I'll be back with some more gameplay, and hopefully I'll be able to get that ring so that I can test out the heavy version of this build. But in any event, I hope you guys enjoy this build. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.